Hey guys, Mishka here. I want to talk over some basic fighting strategies when it comes to two-handed weapons in Legendary Tales. So I'm going to be using the best weapon in the entire game, the Longsword. If anybody tells you otherwise, they are lying to you. So let's go ahead and, there's two basic things that I like to talk about, and that is the center guard and the house block. So let's get into that. The center guard is exactly what I'm showing you right now. I'm in a fighting stance. My hands are on my longsword, and my longsword is centered with my body, pointing at my opponent's head. This right here is a great static guard because it'll get you to pretty much every block position you need to be. So regarding the blocks that I use in this game, I call it the house block. There are 4 positions. There's the left vertical block, the right vertical block, the left high block, and the right high block. Now the reason I call it the house block is because it makes a house. You have the 2 walls and the 2 ceilings, right? Is how I like to think about it. Now with those blocks, you can hit pretty much every single block in the game. Any attack that they throw at you, you can block it. And the great part is, you're in a perfect position to counterattack. So if they throw an attack to the left side of your body, you just throw, boop, left vertical block, right? And it's especially easy from the center guard. If you're here and they throw the attack, boop, it's right there, right? If they throw it to your head on that side, boop, there's your ceiling. Right ceiling, right vertical block. Now the angles aren't, precise and perfect, especially in a game like this. You don't need to think, oh, I need to throw it at a 45-degree angle, keeping it 1.5 feet outside my shoulder. No, none of that matters. What matters is that you catch the block, that you're outside of your hitbox, and that you catch the block all the time. Now you might be saying to me, Mishka, that only covers your upper body. What about your lower body? Footwork. Haha, just kidding, because we don't have feet in this game. So how do I catch the blocks? I bend my knees. That's legitimately it. Right, if I see an attack coming down here, I'm not going to block it like this. Why? Because that leaves the rest of my body open. And if you're dealing with more than one enemy at a time, if you catch a block like this, you might get hit in the face by the guy over there. So instead, boop, I bend my knees and I just pull my sword down, right? Now what this does is it lowers my body, so I'm crouching now, right, in game. I don't think you can see it because I'm in first person view. But I'm catching the block, and this is still above my head. This goes nearly to the ground. This is an impenetrable wall. They cannot hit me here. So if I see an attack, one of these attacks where they're, swinging all the way around like an uppercut, I'm going to bend my knees and catch the block and counter-strike. All right? Again, same thing if it's, say, an attack coming from my shoulder. Block, counter-strike. Now you're going to notice when I throw these attacks, I'm not throwing all the way and pulling my sword back behind me. I throw the attack, and I'm stopping almost in that house block position, right? And the reason you do that is because the #1 priority when fighting in Legendary Tales is to stay alive. If you are dead, you're not dealing damage. Also, you're dead and that sucks, so don't do that. So regardless of the attack you throw, when you throw it, you want to end in a solid defensive position. I'm blocking this entire side of my body, right? Likewise, boom, I end here. Now, my body rotates here, and I'm facing my sword now to block. Right? Same here. I'm in that high block. I missed. Haha. Kind of in a high block, right? Regardless of where you're attacking, if it's a stab, anything, you want to end in a safe position with your weapon in between you and the enemy, if at all possible. Because the last thing you want is to start trading hits with the enemy. You hit them, they hit you. You hit them, they hit you. Unless you're Avo and you have over 2,000 hit points, that's not going to work out for you. So we talked about those attacks in theory. Let's take a look at them in practice. We should be on floor 11. I'm going to go fight some enemies, and we're going to see how I do. Of course, we're going to start with a lot of archers. All right, let me take care of those archers because nobody likes the archers. Die, archer. Die. All right, here we go. We got a swordsman. So, center guard. House block. Counterattack. Boop. House. I didn't even move, right? I'm in center guard. All I did was rotate to face him. Oh, that's okay. Right? House block. I don't think I even needed to. I just did it just in case my hitbox is over there. Right? A little bit higher, but I'm resting on my hip. That's my hip right here. Boom. Right? I lowered myself and I made a wall. Right? High block. Woo! I leaned back and I high blocked. If you get too close, your hitbox will be inside of them, and that sucks. So especially when using a longer weapon, try to stay a little bit further back, right? You can see I can hit him from back here. He can't hit me. So you can keep your range. Boop. I swung at that one. You don't have to swing at them. If it's one-on-one, feel free to do, all kinds of waza, cinematic nonsense, but when fighting groups, try to stick to that house block. Let's see what else we have over here. Oh, cool, we have 2 melee enemies. Hey, you! Hey, you! Alright. So when fighting multiple enemies, you're going to see especially, if you keep them together, right, he can't reach me. He's kind of backed up because of his ally here. Oh, I totally missed that one. I read that wrong. He came in this way. Right, kind of a vertical block. I bit my knees. Trying to keep them in sight. But if I, swing at that block, right, I missed. It left me wide open, and I got hit. And look at my health, right? I took a bunch of damage there. You do not want that. I'm going to go ahead and... There we go. So that's why I say do not swing to catch the blocks. Because you saw there, I swung, I whiffed, and I took 2 hits. My health dropped to below 30%, right? My helmet had to kick in and save me, right? Below 30%, they all were slowed for 10 seconds. That's why they went really, really slow right there, because I took so much damage. So try not to swing at those attacks. You see what happens when you do it, and you saw the effectiveness of the house block, keeping it nice and tight. The enemies cannot hit you. It's going to take a little bit of practice, especially figuring out, hey, where's my hitbox? Because your hitbox isn't necessarily where you are in real life. Here we go. So again, boop. Right. Here we go. Block, block, counter-strike. Right? House block, vertical, counter-strike. I bent down, counter-strike. Haha. Alright, so let's talk about goblins now, right? Because we have some goblins. We've got a goblin champion over there. Again, you can bend your knees to fight them. Depending on how you want to do it. My little brother especially, and I do this sometimes too, I'll go down on my knees and I'll fight them from a crouching position. Because now all my blocks are the same. I'm on the same height with them. My house block, as you see, is still catching everything. I couldn't catch both of them at once there, so I prioritized one of them. Oh, no, none of that. Right, so I'm on my knees. If I don't want to be on my knees, I can stand up, and I'm just going to lower my center guard to here. Right, and you can swing low. If there's no skeletons engaging me, my upper body is safe, right? It's completely safe, so everything can modify down below. But I much prefer to just come down and hit that house guard, because that's where I'm comfortable, that's where I'm safe. Nothing can hit me in a house guard. I am immortal. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some ideas on how to run a two-handed weapon and stay mostly safe in the game. Best of luck. If you have any questions, let me know. But more than anything, happy hunting.